If you can't quite stretch to the cost of a new generation hot hatch, then do not despair, because you can get one of these little monsters for a fraction of the price. And my pick of the bunch are the Golf R32, the Renault Sport Megane, and the BMW 1 Series 130i. First up, it's a Volkswagen Golf. And it's one that some might say is the best of the breed. And not even a GTI. This is one of the fastest, most powerful Golfs ever produced. The R32 has a 3.2-litre V6 hidden beneath its redesigned bonnet. It'll do 62 miles an hour in 6 seconds and go on to 155. VW have form here. When they launched the Golf GTI back in 1975, they essentially invented the modern hot hatch. So if you do buy this car, you are buying into hot hatch royalty. And buy in you should, because you can pick one of these up super cheap. £5,000. Yes, £5,000 for that mighty engine, four-wheel drive and a family wagon. It is an intoxicating hot hatch that is potent and incredibly agile. Great grip. I know, you're waiting to hear the downside. At 13 years old, things can go a bit wrong. Watch out for rusty wings and, if possible, get one that's had its timing chain done. Also, if you're looking at a model with the DSG Auto gearbox fitted, check your paperwork for gearbox oil change intervals being hit. If they haven't been, then you could have a lumpy pull away from stationary when it's hot, which is a very bad sign and will cost you about £5,000 to replace. Another thing to look out for on a Mark V R32 are seized rear calipers. Replacement is the only real solution. If you can get reconditioned calipers, they'll cost you about £100 per side, plus labour. From hot hatch royalty to an upstart in the game, the BMW 1 Series 130i M Sport. We know that BMW make hot M cars, but sadly not on our budget. So perhaps this is the next best thing. BMW's M Sport range offers a way to enjoy some of the sports trim found on their full-fat M cars, but at a much more affordable price. It'll cost you about £6,500, and for that you get a car that you can use every day. The naturally aspirated 265 brake horsepower engine will hit 62 in around 6 seconds. And because there isn't a huge amount of weight at the back, you can have a lot of fun very quickly. And should you run out of talent, BMW's multi-layered traction control system is there to help you out. At low speed, the gear changes can be a little bit clunky, but the overwhelming thing is how dull the cockpit is. There's no thrills and certainly no spills in here. So forget about this interior and just enjoy the chassis, the engine. Because this is a good car, a really good car. So, if you want one, what should you look out for when you're car shopping? Lifting the bonnet before you buy is essential. Look for any oil leaks from the oil filter or cylinder head housing. Changing them will cost you around £300. And the ignition coil packs are liable to go down occasionally. It will cost you roughly £250 plus VAT to change all 6. But don't let potential running costs put you off. What an opportunity to buy a bit of stealth M-Power for silly money, silly cheap. Now for my final choice. How about a bit of French fancy with this, the Renault Sport Megane 275 Trophy. £17,000 worth of hot hatch. Yes, that's a good deal more than the other hot hatches I'm driving today, but this car is only a few years old and was £29,000 when new. A terrifically tuned suspension with a 2-litre, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine powering the front wheels. So it's a totally different drive to the 4-wheel drive Golf and the rear-wheel drive BMW. The mighty Meganes are incredibly sure-footed, so much so that you won't want to see a straight piece of tarmac again. Unless, of course, you want to do a 0 to 62 dash, in which case the RS275 will do it in under 6. Beware, though, for common issues that these powerful Meganes suffer from. The front wheel bearings suffer from a lot of loading and stress and can fail. Listen out for a squeaking noise. It's an indicator that they'll need changing at a cost of about £250 per side. Suspension knocks are common too. And before you hand over your hard-earned cash, make sure that the engine hasn't been remapped, or if it has been, that a Renault specialist did it. If not, walk away. Serious engine issues lie in wait for a badly mapped Megane. So there you have it, 3 very different hot hatches, all with their own quirky features. But if I had to take one of these bad boys home... They all have their merits, but for me, I'm going to go for the BMW. Despite that drab interior, it feels like a baby M3.